Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emilie, and today we're going to work through a soft and slow yin practice to welcome in this season of autumn. Autumn is associated with the element of metal in our Yin Yoga, and it's also associated with our lungs and our large intestines, these organs that represent releasing, letting go, surrendering, and clarity. And just as nature at this point of the year in our autumn, the trees lose their leaves, it lets go of what no longer needs to be held, allowing a space for release. Autumn asks us to do the exact same, to allow ourselves this space to slow down, to tune in emotionally and energetically, and to let go of what no longer serves us. So for today's practice, all you need is one block, ideally a slightly bigger block. This is quite a big cork block. If you don't have a block, you can use books stacked up, or you can even use a blanket firmly stacked up, or anything else that you can bring a little bit of weight to. And without any further ado, you can grab yourself some comfortable clothes, a mat, and we'll get started. Taking a few rounds of breath, finding kneeling position on our mat. Just take a few rolls of the shoulders, bring them all the way up towards the ears, and then rolling them back. You can close your eyes, start tuning into your breath. Going for one more roll of the shoulders back. And then as you next inhale, pulling the shoulders back and curling them forwards, going for 3 circles like this. And then finding stillness, pulling the shoulders down the spine, lifting the crown of the head tall. Close your eyes, take a few moments to tune into your breath. Breathing deep into the lungs. Letting go of your day, whatever has happened in your day or whatever is happening next. Allowing yourself these few moments to be, to tune in to your bodies, the layers of your being, to tune in energetically, to give yourself the space and presence. So you next inhale, you can gently blink the eyes open. We're going to come to our first pose today, which will be our melting heart pose, otherwise known as our puppy pose in our vinyasa. So you're going to come up onto the knees. If you want a little extra padding underneath the knees, you can bring a blanket or you can fold your mat in two. And then we're going to start walking our hands forwards. You can have the block in front of you, lowering your forehead down towards the block. Or if you have the flexibility, you can also bring your forehead all the way down towards the mat. We're trying to release here our hands, our arms. We're untucking the toes. We're letting our lungs, our chest melt down. Landing in the pose. Feeling that stretch across the front line of the body. Continuing to breathe deep into the lungs. Observing the flow of energy. Observe where you can soften your body, maybe unclenching the jaw. Maybe releasing tightness across your toes or your fingers. And you start letting go of that tension physically in your body as you melt the heart further down towards the mat. Surrendering to the pull of gravity. When your mind starts to wander, bring it back towards your breath. And gently taking 3 more rounds of breath and pose. Allow your awareness to come back into the body. At the end of your third exhale, start pressing lightly into the hands and sending the hips all the way back towards your heels. We're staying here in a child's pose, releasing the forehead again, either down towards the mat or bringing that block underneath the forehead. Observing the effects of the pose on your body and your mind. And then as you next inhale, very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to uncurl the spine, coming all the way back to our kneeling position towards the back of the mat. Reaching the crown of the head tall. If it feels good, you can take a little roll of your shoulders. Allowing your energy to settle. And then as you next inhale, you can blink the eyes open. You're going to slowly come to sit on one or the other glute as we swing the legs all the way forward. We're going to come to our caterpillar or our Paschimottanasana and our vinyasa. You're going to keep your feet here relaxed, so not flexing the feet. And then we're going to bring the block. You have 2 options with the block. Option to bring it between your legs, and then as you fold forwards to bring the forehead down towards the block. If this is very intense, you can also bring the block underneath your thighs, keeping a little bend in the knees, releasing the flex of the toes, and then folding forwards. So take whichever variation of the pose feels better, easier for you. And then we're hinging from the hips, slowly releasing forehead down, curling the spine. You can always change the props or the block. And keep observing the body, the being. Observing where you can keep releasing and letting go. Tension and tightness, whether it's mental or physical or emotional. Where can you soften? Where can you release? Feel a gentle compression across the front line of the body. We breathe into the back, feeling the breath as it expands the rib cage, to create space between the shoulder blades. And how with every exhale, we soften, maybe fold a little deeper, or move a little bit deeper within our beings, our mind. Keep journeying inwards, using the breath as your guide, leading you to the places within you that need attention, that need releasing. And take 3 more rounds of breath in the pose, continuing to find and invite in this depth. And at the end of your 3rd exhale, we're going to very, very slowly uncurl the spine, rising into the hands as we walk ourselves back to an upright seat. Really taking your time as you reach the crown of the head tall. Once again, it feels good taking a little roll of the shoulder blades. We find stillness as we reach the crown of the head tall, lengthening the spine. Observe the effects of the pose in your body. Observe the effects of the pose in your energy. And as you next inhale, blink the eyes open. We're going to come to our next pose. So you're going to remove your block wherever it is, if it's underneath the knees or in between them. And then you're going to come to sit in the center of your mat. We're going to come to lie flat on our back. Again, if it feels better here to bring a little bit of support to your lower back with maybe a blanket or some extra padding, you can bring that. Otherwise, we bring our feet firmly planted on the mat. We're going to go for a twist to bring the knees over towards the left. You can bring your block across towards the left, either letting the knees come to fall onto the block or taking the block in between the knees. Knees fall towards the left, we extend the right hand out, gaze comes across towards the right. And we try and sink that right shoulder into the mat. If you want to add more intensity to your twist, you can always play with straightening your top leg, removing the block or keeping it, or bringing the block so that it holds your foot, so just underneath the calf and the shin. And we breathe. Breathing into the twist. Softening the hips, the shoulders. Feeling that opening across our body, but also that contraction, that tightness. Breathing. Keep softening as you let the body melt towards the mat. And breathing down to your twist. Feeling that ever so slight tightness across your belly as you breathe in. Then we're going to come out of the pose after our next round of breath. We first bring our gaze back towards the ceiling, straightening the head first. And then you can bring both of your knees back in, releasing the block wherever you had it. Come back through center. If it feels good, you can stay here with the feet planted, or you can bring your knees into your center and just rock gently side to side. Observe the breath and how it's moving through you now that we've released the twist. Observe the two sides of the body, what you're feeling, where you're feeling. And then gently coming back through center, we're going to move to the other side, planting the feet. Bring the block across towards our right side, taking whichever variation feels good. So maybe resting the knees on top of the block. Maybe once again, bring the block between our knees. Or maybe extending the leg as we bring our shin onto the block. We extend the left hand out and gaze comes across towards the left. We're trying to ground this left shoulder. We're letting the legs get heavy, using here gravity to pull us deeper in towards our twist. And we breathe. Releasing, softening, breathing. Observe sensations on the side of the body. Maybe you're feeling more intense stretch, or maybe it's feeling easier. Maybe it's evoking certain emotions or thoughts. Give them space to be here without holding on to those emotions or those thoughts, reminding yourself that you're separate to them. Keep breathing down to the belly button, feeling the expansion across the rib cage, that gentle expansion across the belly, but also that tightness in your twist. And that point as you breathe into it holds you back. Taking once again another big round of breath and pose. And then we're going to gently release, first turning our head so that we're facing the sky or the ceiling. Then gently releasing, if you extended the leg, bending both knees. Come back through center. Bring your left hand back in. Option to stay lying flat on your back. Option to bring the knees in towards your center. Rock from side to side. And then we're going to come back, placing the feet firmly on the mat. We're going to go for one last pose. You're going to press yourself up onto your forearms. We're going to bring the block underneath our spine. We want the long side of the block to come alongside our spine. We're going to go for our fish pose, our heart opener. And then slowly releasing. Want to bring the blocks to about the center of your back, just underneath your shoulder blades. And then we're going to slowly come to lie onto the block. You're going to tip your head back. Maybe the crown of your head reaches the mat. If this feels very intense, tucking your chin, pressing into your elbows, come back up and bring a pillow underneath, or completely release the block and come to lie flat on your back. We come down to our fish, letting the hands turn so the palms are facing upwards. Option to keep the knees bent, maybe letting them fall into one another. Or option to extend your feet towards the end of the mat. We breathe into this deep heart opener, this lung opener. We let our shoulders fall out towards the sides, lifting and opening our chest. When the mind wanders, bring it back to your thoughts, to your breath, releasing whatever's happening in your head. Give yourself space to be, to sink into the pose. Observe where you're holding tension, keep softening into it, releasing it, using your breath as your guide. Staying in the pose for 3 more rounds of breath. Breathing deep, feeling that expansion across the chest. And then we're going to come out of the pose very, very, very slowly. First, tucking the chin as we bring our elbows closer towards us, pressing into the elbows and the forearms just up enough to release the block from underneath us. And then we're going to uncurl to come lie flat on our backs. Releasing, we're in our final pose, Shavasana. Let the crown of the head reach tall towards the top of the mat, lengthening the spine. And breathe. Observe your energy, where it's flowing, where it's taking you, what it's showing you. And allow yourself to observe the effects of this practice, this stillness on your body. Staying for a few more moments, continuing to cultivate this depth. Now we're going to start coming back to the present moment. As our attention moves towards the physical body, feeling the mat press against our back. Deepening the breath as we breathe deep to the belly. And maybe wiggling the toes and fingertips. You feel the air around you. Feels good. You can take a big stretch, reaching your hands up overhead. And as we exhale, we find a fetal position on either side of our mat. Taking these last few moments to let go of anything you want to leave here. And gently keeping your eyes closed, attention turned inward, start making your way back to an upright seated position. Reaching the crown of the head tall. We're going to meet here, with our hands in our heart center at our Anjali Mudra. I'll invite you to go for one last round of breath together. So next inhale, take the deepest inhale you've taken all day. And as you exhale, big sigh out through the mouth. Take a moment to thank yourselves for tuning in to this energy of our season. For opening your body, for finding stillness, and tuning into this release, this surrender and letting go. And as always, I thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for this gentle yin practice. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I would also really appreciate, if you haven't already, if you could subscribe to my channel. It really helps to support all this content that I'm putting out here for you. And without anything else to say, I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you next time. Bye.